I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly, Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, a.k.a. Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today is very random. I feel like that's the motto of the show at this point. But we're going to talk a little bit about these Eagles, man. I've been hearing a lot of excitement out of Eagles fans and a lot of hate out of NFC East fans. So I'm excited to talk about this season. I'm excited to get into this season. But before we do all that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 4K. Obviously, we'd love for you guys to join that ride. We're so close to 4K. I felt like, you know, when I was hitting 1K, it went so quick, but this 4K is really, you know, being a little nagging, but it is what it is. We're going to get into this. So look, man, the Philadelphia Eagles obviously have improved their team to a very extreme point. I don't remember the last time that the Eagles can sit here and say that they've had a great wide receiving duo. Not just a great wide receiving duo, a young wide receiving duo that honestly can grow with this team. We obviously have, you know, Devontae Smith for at least the rest of his rookie contract. We'll see what happens when his second contract comes around. And then you got A.J. Brown on that 4-year extension, which doesn't even kick in till after this year. So you're looking at another 5 years of A.J. Brown. You're looking at another 3 at least years of Devontae Smith, obviously 3 years of them in tandem at the very least. So it's exciting, right? You look at this team, you look at how it was constructed so far, you look at how Howie Roseman hasn't really spent, you know, we look back at the last couple years and we look at how we spent money. You look at how we done, you know, restructures and redone a lot of people's contracts. We stood away from that. So there's not a lot of contracts that are going to bite us in the butt, you know, a year or two from now. I don't want to say none because you know, with Howie, you never know, but we could have easily restructured Fletcher Cox, took on a dead money, you know, in a couple years. We could have restructured a lot of these guys. We ended up trying to bet on ourselves, even with the Fletcher Cox, you know, re-signing. I think it was them betting on themselves, knowing that Fletcher Cox probably wanted to be an Eagle and that we could make it happen. $14 million is not cheap, don't get me wrong, and it's not really a savings on what he was making, but $14 million allows you to now save money next year. Next year is really what that $14 million, you know, kind of came into play. So we'll see what happens with that, but as far as everything goes, as far as how this team is being built, as far as how, you know, Howie Roseman has really not put us in a bad situation. There's been a lot of years that you look at, oh, all right, we got this guy, we got that guy, but in a couple years, we're not going to have we're not in that situation. You even look at a Hassan Riddick. Hassan Riddick is one of those guys that I thought, and I said this in the beginning of the year, in the beginning of the offseason, I should say, I thought he was going to get a crazy bag. I thought he was going to get a bunch of money from a team overpaying him. We even got that at a discount, right? We still sit in a position that we have a couple $1 million that I think we have about $10 million left as far as cap goes. Now you can take that money, you can hold on to it into the season, hope that what you have in the secondary kind of pans out. But $10 million, in my opinion, is more than enough to go ahead and get you some key cogs at those positions, right? You look at the cornerback position. I am of the thought process that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to make a major swing at Bradberry if they already aren't. I don't think they want to pay him what he thinks he's worth, and I don't think there's a lot of teams that want to pay him what he thinks he's worth. But we offer something in the way of Steven Nelson. You look at Steven Nelson, while he didn't get a crazy bag and he didn't get a crazy long extension, he was able to parlay that 1-year deal from the Eagles into a 2-year deal, getting a little bit more money. James Bradberry, while a bigger name, probably can parlay it into something even bigger. If he comes to Philadelphia, he plays for 1 year or 2 years or whatever it may be. He comes to Philadelphia, plays along Darius Slay, plays along a very good front seven now. I'll say front four. I don't want to get too excited over this linebacking core. It is what it is. But you look at this front four, you look at the three guys that you possibly are going to have at that linebacking spot, and there's at least improvement. So you feel like you can give your cornerback something we haven't given them last year, at least. You know, the year prior, I guess you can say we were still top 3, I believe, in pressures and sacks. So I guess you can say, but even that year was kind of tough as far as the front 7 went. So this year, I think you can give them a real front 4 and a possibly much improved front 7. That's what I'm hoping for. And I think that's what Philadelphia Eagles fans have to hope for as well, because I am, I guess, that guy that always wants to be too realistic, right? And tell you guys calm down a little bit. I'm not going to tell you to calm down. I think that this year is the year to talk that talk. I think this year is the year you're going to see my guy LB out there talking his talk to people, and you're going to see Philly 500 making bets with people. And this is the year you should do it. You should feel confident in this team. But it all comes down to certain people, right? And that's what this whole show really I wanted to make this about. This whole live, I really wanted to make this about who is going to be under the most pressure. Who has to go out there and really I was thinking the Z. What do you mean I was thinking the Z? Who really has to go out there and prove their weight? Prove that they deserve to be on this team. We talk about Jalen Hurts a lot, right? We talk about Nick Sirianni. We talk about Jonathan Gannon, but it goes deeper than that, right? It goes far deeper than that. So I want to talk about some people and I want you guys to tell me who you guys think has to make a big difference or a big improvement on this year. I don't know why my music's not playing. Can y'all hear my music? I just realized that. I'm upset about that now. I don't know what's up with my laptop. I have like a $2,000 laptop, and this thing decides it doesn't want to work almost every other day. But it is what it is. What's good, Quezzy the Great? AK Eagles says, yeah, for once I can honestly say this is not on Howie if this team does not win and become successful. That will solely fall on Nick, Hurts, and JG. Yeah, I think that that's fair to say. I think that, and look at this. I think that Jalen Hurts, maybe he does get unfair treatment. Maybe he does get unfairly criticized. Maybe we are a little bit too hard on him. But the people that are too hard on him, I think it's because they realize what Howie needs or what Howie wants, what Jeffrey wants. You know what I'm saying? They've said this time and time again. So it really comes down to us as fans. Are we willing to listen to it? Because a great quote that I use a lot is from Maya Angelou. But when she said, when someone tells you or shows you who they are, believe them. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. And I think that that's something we have to start doing with Howie and company. They've told us what they want to be. They've told us who they want to be. They told us how they wanted to play the game of football. I think it's time for Eagles fans to start understanding that and realizing that that's the truth. That's what they want. That's who they really want to be. They want to be a pass-happy team. Derek Barnett is under immense. Honestly, I don't even know if I can say that. If you really think about it, is he really under that much pressure? You're not getting paid that much. Worst case scenario, he might become a rotational guy for a team, whether it's ours or not. But I don't think he's under that much pressure. I think that again, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And I think that he's shown time and time again to the NFL and the Philadelphia who the heck he is. And right now, that's just a guy who, while he can give you good snaps, I will say that till I'm blue in the face. I do think that having Derek Barnett as your third, fourth option is not the worst thing in the world. But he's just mentally, he makes a lot of mistakes. So I don't think he's under that much pressure just because he's probably not going to see that much time. And I think we know who he is, and I don't think we're expecting him to be anything else but that. I think that he's going to be a rotational guy that we're going to ask to give us some quality snaps, and I don't think that there's much pressure in that. And then you add to that Fletcher Cox is on a one-year deal. He's going to want to go out there and ball out. Javon Hargrave is now playing for another contract. You add in Jordan Davis to the mix. You're adding a very good pass rusher, if nothing else. A very, I think a lot of people love him as a pass coverage guy more than I do, and that being Nakobe Dean, who just got signed today. Nakobe just signed his contract today, so shout out to him. But if nothing else, he's going to be a very good pass rusher. If nothing else, Jordan Davis is going to stop the run. If nothing else, Fletcher Cox is a big body on that inside. And if nothing else, Javon Hargrave is a very solid interior defensive lineman. So I think that having all that should take some pressure off him. you know, it should take some pressure off him. You took Kyron Johnson out of Kansas, I believe is his name, out of Kansas, the linebacker. We're going to probably line him up as an edge mostly. So I don't see him having that much pressure. While I understand from a fan perspective, we're going to be on that man's backside, right? We going to be on that man's backside. But from a franchise, from an organizational standpoint, I don't think he's under that much pressure. I think that he was under pressure this last year and he totally failed and he still got re-signed. So I don't know. I get what you're saying. And to a certain degree, I agree. To a certain, let me make sure my mic is working because I feel like nothing is working. Yeah, my mic is working. All right. But, and to a certain extent, I do agree. But I just think it's more fan-based than it is organizational. I was thinking the linebackers are talented, fast. Hey, there's some talent there. I think that TJ Edwards is a very good player, and shout out to TJ Edwards because, you know, I'm not mad about it. I'm a little bit perturbed. You know, TJ Edwards gave a shout out to the show like a while ago, and he said in the shout out that he was down to come on the channel and talk some ball. Maybe it's on his agent because I'm not getting no responses to the emails, and I'm upset about that. So I want to get TJ Edwards on here because I think that he's a guy that we saw a vast improvement from last year. And not just that. One thing that I think has to be part of your evaluation when you look at these players, how does the team perform when they're not on the field, right? So Davion Taylor and TJ Edwards, when they were on the field together, I feel you saw an improvement from this team, especially as a run-stopping team, especially from the linebackers. So when they weren't on the field, you saw a vast, difference. It was pretty bad. So I think that TJ Edwards is a guy that we're sleeping on. Maybe not fans so much, but I think that the franchise might not know what they have in a TJ Edwards. But with that being said, I do believe in him. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? I just lost it. I just lost where I was in the comments. Quezzy says 2 sacks. Hell yeah. But that's the thing. He showed who he is. If us as Eagles fans, if us as, or I don't want to say us because I'm not part of the organization, but if them as an organization looks at him and says, oh, you're supposed to go out there and give us 10 sacks, then that's on you. You're dumb for even thinking that's a possibility. He should not be starting at all. At all. Yeah, I don't think that that's what they're looking for him to be. Unspoken says, got to give you credit for the passing game aspect of the Eagles. Just as long as it's play action, I can accept it. Gotta give you credit for that. What do you mean by that, Unspoken? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Because that's another thing. I've heard some people out here saying that, you know, Jalen Hurts is going to go out there and throw for this many yards. This offense is going to be crazy passing. I don't believe that. I don't, you know, until he shows me. I go back to that Maya Angelou quote. He's shown me who he is. I'm going to believe him until he shows me differently. What's going on, Bryce? What's going on? Hey, Joe, honest question. Do you believe there's anything Miles can do to keep his job, or do you feel his fate is sealed already? That's a good question. Did y'all hear that? I don't know who just did that, but shout out to you because I love that. So I think somebody just either became a member or subscribed, but you're the GOAT, and I love that. My girl picked that. My girl picked the DJ Khaled. I love it. That just threw me off. I'm sorry. Anyways, so Miles Sanders, I'm a Penn State fan. I feel like I have to preface the statement with that. I love Miles Sanders. I think that Miles Sanders is criminally underused from the Philadelphia Eagles. With that being said, I do feel that his fate is probably sealed, and I feel that he's in a really weird situation because he's either going to play so well that he prices himself out of a contract that we don't want to sign him, or he's just going to not play well enough for us to want to re-sign him. You know, there's really no gray area for me with him because it's like you have a Kenneth Gainwell, you have who's old boy Kennedy Brooks, who I'm high on. I'm high on Kennedy Brooks, y'all. But you got Kenneth Gainwell. You brought Boston Scott back. Like, I just don't feel the Eagles believe. I don't even want to say it's in Miles Sanders. I just don't think they believe in having a bell cow running back. I just don't believe that's what they want to do. So unfortunately, I do kind of feel like his fate is kind of sealed. Any word on Bradberry? There is some. So the Church of Meat. That's a funny name. talked to some people. I don't like saying sources. I don't have sources, y'all. You know, guys, I talk to reporters. I talk to people. It is what it is. I have friends that are in high places, right? Shout out to Garth Brooks. I got friends in low places. If you know, you know. But anyways, y'all probably didn't think I knew that song. But either way, I have been talking to some people, and it seems that the Eagles are still in on James Bradberry. It's more of a waiting game right now. It's more of they think that he believes he's around the $10 million plus range yearly. Eagles don't want to pay that. So it's more of a waiting game, trying to see if he kind of stalls out and if his agent comes down on the price. So I do believe there's a good chance that the Philadelphia Eagles go ahead and get him. But like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, sources tell me, because ain't no source. That's just what I'm hearing from people that, you know, have a little bit of insight, I guess we can say. Where am I? Jalen Hurts. I believe in Jalen Hurts. I believe Jalen Hurts can be the quarterback for this team. I believe that Jalen Hurts can get better this year. Do I believe that Jalen Hurts is going to all of a sudden be a top 10 quarterback? Nah, I don't think that. But I think that if he's a top 15 guy, this is going to be a very scary team. I do believe that. I expect the Cowboys to be far worse and the Giants to be better. The Giants drafted well. I will say that. The Giants drafted well. But don't let the Cincinnati Bengals fool you. That's all I'll say. Don't let the Cincinnati Bengals fool you. I think that a lot of people see what the Cincinnati Bengals did with this draft and being able to make the Super Bowl, and they think that a draft can save you. I don't think that that's the case with these guys. I think they might be a little bit better, and I do think they have a better coach. Me and Big Game James was talking about this on Best of Enemies yesterday. I do think that they've gotten better, but I got to see it. I got to see it. Better is not being the last team in the division, and I don't know if they're going to be that much better, because the Cowboys, while they did get worse, I don't think that they're bad. The Washington football team, we'll see. I guess it's on, Carson Wentz. I think that they're about the same as they were last year, if I'm being 100% honest. If Carson Wentz is a lot better, then, there you go. I'm thinking Barnett is going to play the 5 technique. I'm thinking he's going to play like 200 snaps. I don't care. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie to you. I might have to really sit down and break down who I think is going to take the multitude of snaps. But if he's taking more snaps than Milton Williams, I'm going to be upset. And, we talk about Derek Barnett all the time. What about Josh Sweat? What about Josh Sweat? We just gave that man a bag, and he really didn't do anything last year. You know what I'm saying? So we're on this guy's back, but Josh Sweat was a guy that I didn't even mention when I was talking about how good the defensive line was, and nobody in the comments mentioned it either. Are we just going to let him live? He had a bad season, y'all. He stood healthy. Was that all we were waiting for? I don't think so. Washington, the same crap name. Miles was glass this season. It's tough because he stood healthy and we just didn't run the ball. And then as soon as we started running the ball, he got hurt. So I can't disagree with you there, Jamari. I really can't disagree with you. Hey, Joe, do you still have the clip of my Hurt stat prediction? I forgot what I told you. I would love to know how close I got. I got to go check. I got to go read. Which one was that in? I have to go recheck that. What's going on, Eagles Realist? You ain't miss much, man. We just talking. I just want to know what y'all think. Realistically, I want to know who y'all think is going to be on the hot seat the most this year. If the Eagles don't do well, obviously when we see it, we'll know better. But, just off the top of your head, if you think the Eagles aren't going to do well, who do you think is going to be the reasoning for that? Do you think it's going to be, our quarterback play? Will it be Nick Sirianni? I'm going to say this right now, and this might be going out on a limb. Shout out to the 25 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. I might be going out on a limb saying this, but I believe in Nick Sirianni. I do. I looked back at that season. I watched a couple of those games again, and I believe in Nick Sirianni. I like what he was doing as far as play calling. There is room for improvement, but on a lot of those plays, there were people running open, and that's all you can do as a coach. You don't throw the ball. You don't run the ball. You don't block. You don't tackle. When he was making plays, when he was coming up with his play calls, I liked them personally. So I believe in him. As far as Jalen Hurts, we need to just wait and see. Hope for the best. It doesn't work out, then so what? We still have 2 firsts next year. Exactly, Bleeding Green. And I think that, last year, that's where I was. I was there last year. I was like, I felt like we understood what Jalen Hurts was. And, look, I know a lot of you guys are going to probably hate that I say this. I don't see that he improved last year. I really don't. Everybody keeps on telling me how he improved. He's so much better. Maybe that's the hate in me. I really don't feel like I have hate on him, but I just don't feel he got better. I don't. I felt like the team got better because we threw the ball less. And numbers back that up. So I don't know. It's hard for me to sit here and say, well, look at last year. He got so much better. I don't think he did. 200, you're too nice, try 60. He's going to play like 200 snaps. And I'll be okay with that. I'll be okay with like 200 snaps. Because realistically, Derek Barnett's contract is more like a 2-year deal. Like, we don't really owe him anything after next year. So, I think that we're going to try and like run him into the ground for lack of better terms, to be honest. Agree completely with Miles. This O-line had Howard, Scott, Gainwell all running over 4 yards per attempt. No need to spend money at running back or a first rounder. I agree with that. I like Miles Sanders, and Miles Sanders was hitting like 6 yards a game. 6 yards a carry. So there was definite talent difference. Let's put it this way. Jordan Howard was averaging like 4.5 a game. Obviously, I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but he was over 4 yards a carry, right? You put a Derrick Henry behind that line, what is he going to do, right? Because there's an obvious shift in talent, right? And I think that you saw that shift in talent when Miles Sanders was getting 6 yards. He was getting sniped for a lot of his touchdowns. He didn't get a touchdown last year, a rushing one, at least. I would have to look for the receiving, but I know he didn't get a rushing one. And most of that was due to, him getting sniped by either Jordan Howard, Boston Scott, or Jalen Hurts. So, I mean, his stats could have looked a lot different had he been the only guy. Why did the Giants let Bradberry go? James Earl Jones, Mufasa telling you to remember. Eagles signing former Giants Ruben Randall was a bust. I forgot about Ruben Randall. I was trying to forget about Ruben Randall, Richie. Thanks for that. I appreciate you there. Jesus. Next you're gonna bring up what's his name? Doriel Green Beckham. You gonna bring him up? We're trying to have a happy Monday here, Richie. But no, honestly, I think it really was just the price tag. I think they didn't want to pay that money. They, my cousin Ruben, he does a really good job of covering the Giants on this channel. Shout out to him. And what he kept on telling me was that they had it in their mind that they weren't going to pay him. They did not want it. He was getting a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I think he was getting close to 20. So, like, he was getting money. So I think it really just came down to that. And he's not worth the contract they gave him. Is he worth 10 to 12? Possibly. I think that he's a solid number 1. But as a number 2, I think he'll be a very, very good option. I just want to see if our D, that's the reason we don't become successful. Can Nick fire his best friend and put the team before his friendship? That's a very good question. That's a very good statement, honestly. I think that if our defense is trash, Nick Sirianni won't have any choice. Nick Sirianni won't have no choice. I mean, Jonathan Gannon, to me, didn't have the players last year. So if anybody, that's the person I'm going to wait and see on. I know you guys want to give every ounce of patience to Jalen Hurts. My patience goes a little bit more to this coaching staff, just because I don't feel we were a good on paper team and they made us a little bit better. He switched how he wanted to play towards the end of the year, but you look at this defense, we didn't have players. I hear a lot of people say we should have blitzed more, we should have brought more pressure, which is an easy thing to say. But you're going to leave, Steve Nelson on an island. You're going to leave these safeties who were getting beaten up on an island. You're going to leave the middle of that field to just one linebacker. Like, you couldn't do that. You just couldn't do that. There was times you're putting Fletcher Cox as a spy because you don't really trust your linebackers. So, I don't know. It's easy to say that, but I just don't feel like we had the players. Josh Sweat held his side down, but when Cox and Barnett playing like trash, nobody's going to get sacks. First of all, Fletcher Cox didn't play like trash. Derek Barnett, he didn't play well. Josh Sweat didn't play well either. Josh Sweat had what, 3 sacks? How many sacks did Josh Sweat have? I gotta look that up because I don't want to say a number and sound stupid. But that's the problem sometimes. With Eagles fans, we find somebody and we just latch on to them. Oh no, yeah, I do sound stupid. He had 7.5. I'm stupid. I'll shut up. He had 7.5 sacks. That ain't bad. I'll stop talking. What's your name? What's your name? Bleeding Green, you right. My bad. My bad, Bleeding Green, you right. 7.5 ain't that bad. I don't know why I thought he had like 3-4 sacks. Nick Sirianni needs to have the guts to fire someone on his coaching staff. I think if it needs to happen, it's going to happen. I don't even think it comes down to him. I think it really more so comes down to this front office. I don't think Howie Roseman is on 3 more years. He's not going to put those 3 years in anybody else's hands but his own. That's truly how I feel. Oh, we got some people without a moderator in here. Let's throw some moderators out real quick. Brian, I got to throw you a mod. Are you the only one? No, Jamari, you need a mod. There you go. Church of Meat, that's a cool name. I can't give you a mod because I don't know. I'm a little nervous of that name. I'm a little nervous you're going to be in here trolling, kicking people out. Come back in the show a couple more times, Church of Meat, and I'll give you a mod. I promise. I was never a big Hurts fan. I mean, it's not even about being a Hurts fan. It's more so just being honest about what he can and can't do. And that's really what it comes down to. If he gets better, then I think that he can be a great quarterback. I've said this numerous times, whether it be to Cowboys fans, to Eagles fans, to Giants fans, to hockey fans. I've said this to anybody that'll listen, anybody that'll give me 5 seconds to say this. I have said it. And that is, if Jalen Hurts becomes a improved passer, if Jalen Hurts becomes a top 10 guy as a passer, he's going to be unstoppable. He really is. He really is. Brian says he didn't improve a ton, but it seems like you do have some hate on him. How? You just said he didn't get better. And that's literally what I said. Is it my inflection? Did I say it mean? I'll say it nicer. Jalen Hurts, I love his outfit, but he didn't get that much better as a quarterback. Was that nicer? Like, I don't get what people want me to say. I really don't. What's going on, Drew? What's going on? To be honest, we threw the ball less because of Hurts. LOL, so the people need to that's what I'm saying. I just don't get it. Look, if Jalen Hurts is our quarterback, I have nothing but love for him. And honestly, I hope that he's good. I really do. I hope that he gets better, because if he can get better, we get better. And me, as you see this on my hat, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the Hurts season and all that, but this is the Eagle right here. You know what I'm saying? That's who I want to see get better, the Eagles. So if Jalen Hurts is a part of that, awesome. If he's not, I'm okay with that. I get it. Rome said call-ins. Not right now. I might go live like tomorrow and do some call-ins. I wanted to do call-ins yesterday because I was supposed to. I went live with James, but he was late. You know what I'm saying? He was, because Cowboy fans don't got clocks, or they do, but they're just stuck in like 26 years early. But either their clocks are like 26 years, out of date. But either way. But I was gonna go live and do some call-ins yesterday. But I do want to do a call-in. I haven't done it in a while, Rome. We'll do it soon. I promise that. I love Brooks, man. He reminds me a lot of Le'Veon Bell type runner. Is very patient and can hit the holes at the right time. He isn't the fastest or most productive, but he is solid. He reminds me, Le'Veon Bell was like a real big hitter. Like, he can do a little bit of everything. Kennedy Brooks, and this is, people are going to be like, what? He kind of reminds me of like Zeke. Like, I don't think that he's going to go out there and run for like a 30, 40 yard, long run, but he's going to get you 5, 10 yards every play. Like, he's just going to fall forward every play. And that's kind of what Zeke is to me. Like, I like Zeke because he just doesn't really lose much yards. And that's kind of what Kennedy Brooks feels like to me. Running backs are a dime a dozen. Will be fine if Miles goes. I agree. I just, I like Miles. I like Miles Sanders, man. Shout out to Penn State. # we are. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get our kicker. I wanted to get Stout. We never get nobody from Penn State. So I wanted Stout. We won a Super Bowl with a Penn State player at line on our offensive line. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. The Philadelphia Eagles also signed Steve Smith, formerly of the New York Giants. I mean, we can go down the list of people that we signed and weren't good. I mean, it is what it is. If we're not going to sign Miles, give him 40 carries a game, I mean, why not, right? Why not? See if he can. Hey, the only thing that sucks is we're going to get zero value out of him. So if the Philadelphia Eagles go into this year with the mindset of we're not going to sign Miles, I have zero clue why he's even here, if I'm being 100% honest. Then why even have him here? Trade him. You can probably get something for him. I feel the reason Hurts didn't improve was because Sirianni came in like a stunned coach. His QB coach is garbage. Johnson, get rid of him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You gonna call me a hater, but you said, okay, let's add up all the dice real quick, right? In the beginning, you said that I sounded like I had some hate on him because I said that he didn't improve, right? You just sat there, Brian, and gave me a reason why he did not improve. Am I missing something here? Am I missing something here? I don't feel like I am. Nick Sirianni does have to improve, but let's everybody has to compartmentalize what they have to do better. Jordan Mailata had an amazing year. He has to improve, right? Miles Sanders, he averaged 6 yards a carry. He has to improve, right? You know, Landon Dickerson had a great rookie season. He has to improve. Everybody has to improve, and I think that we give unfair excuses to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has to focus on what he has to get better at, and that's it. That's what he has to do. Hello, Joe. Respect. Mistakes happen, bro. In fact, Jalen did better in the pocket when Johnson came to the sidelines. When is that? When was that? When we started throwing the ball less? That's my only thing. Like I feel like we look at the team and say, oh, they got so much better. Jalen got so much better in the last 8 weeks. He became low-key a part, like, he just became a game manager. He didn't do anything that he didn't do in the beginning of the year. He just didn't have the weight of the world on his shoulders anymore, which is good. Speaking into existence, Eagles, Bills, a Miles Sanders trade for Tre'Davious White. I would cry. I would legitimately cry if that happened. I would legitimately cry. Real tears, y'all. Hashtag real tears. I always wanted to say a hashtag. I want to get something trending. We should sign Nick Foles. Nah, I'm good. I got nothing but love for Nick Foles. Unless he's coming as like maybe coach or something, I would take that. He improved. You got to pick one. You got to pick one. You got to pick one. He either improved or he didn't improve because of the coaching. You got to pick one, Brian. But it's all love. I agree with you on on what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. But you can't just say he improved, that he got better. I really don't see where he got better. I don't. He didn't become a better passer. He just ran the ball more. We became a running team, which is cool. If that's who we're going to be, he's probably a perfect quarterback for that. But if we want to be a passing team, which the Eagles have said multiple occasions they want to be, Jalen Hurts has to get better at passing the ball. Shout out to the 30 people in the chat, man. Let's get this the likes up. I don't even know how many likes we got, but it ain't enough. No, I'm just kidding. But no, if y'all can hit that like, hit that subscribe, I'll really appreciate it, man. How long we been going? We had 36 minutes. We got 30 people in here. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. He improved in spurts. He still was very indecisive and late on deep throws. His mechanics weren't right. I respect that, Dank. I respect that. Yeah, I can eat that. I can take that. I can be cool with that explanation. But I can't blame other people for stuff that he wasn't doing right. You know what I'm saying? Brooks has good contact balance. Kind of reminds me of Devin Singletary. He reminds us of everybody. He reminds us of everybody. But I do like Kennedy Brooks, man. I really do. I miss Ajayi. His style was rare. Shout out to Ajayi, man. We've had Ajayi on the channel. He's mad cool. Jay Ajayi is the man, bro. Any man that brings a Super Bowl to my city is a good guy in my book. But yeah, we had Jay Ajayi on the channel for an interview. If you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. That was a lot of fun. We talked a lot about his music, which his music is fire, bro. I ain't gonna cap. And I'm not just saying that because he might be watching. You know what I'm saying? But real talk, his music is good, man. It's hype. I agree with what you're saying, but I really feel we should support Hurts and rally behind the guy. He's a stud and a leader. Let's back him and not just wait for him. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 120%, Brian. I do feel like there are some people that can't separate the two. One thing I pride myself, I don't even want to say pride myself on, but one thing that I truly try to do is separate the two. I try to be honest about what I feel he needs to improve on, but at the same time, I am a fan of Jalen Hurts. I do like Jalen Hurts. I like the swag that he brings to this team. I like how people get behind him. But there's obvious things that he needs to improve upon. And that's just all I want to do. I want to be real about that. I don't want to be the guy in here just being like, oh, well, he's going to be good. So, that's it. That's it. the Dallas Cowboys suck. So Jalen Hurts is good. That's it. I don't want to be that guy. And I have nothing against people that are like that. Don't get me wrong. It is what it is. I wish I was more of an optimistic fan. But, you know what I mean? But I'm scorned. You know, you got to understand, coming from, this might be a little bit of a tangent, but I'm originally from Connecticut, right? So my football, you know, my sports history in general is very, very sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Connecticut sports history and it's not fun. You know, we don't have any professional team. So I you know, went with the Eagles when I was really, really young. I didn't see a championship for 20 plus years, right? Or 30 plus years. Cause I think it happened when I was, 20 plus years. I was like 26. But either way, so I didn't see that. I'm a Nets fan. I've never seen them win anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Yankees fan, so they've won, but now they're on a bad streak, and it kind of feels like I just bandwagoned the Yankees, even though my whole family's from New York. So it is what it is. It's just, you know, I'm scoring, so I try to be as realistic, so when it does happen, I'm not surprised or I'm not upset. So, Joe, have you heard the rumor that this might be Stoutland's last year, and after Kelsey retires, he's supposed to be his successor? Wow, I did not hear that rumor. It's funny because I was talking to my group chat about Stoutland, and because we were kind of, I didn't hear that rumor. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I did, but we were kind of talking about if he might be on the fence of leaving pretty soon, and if he is, right now is the time that you have somebody. Literally, your only job is to follow Stoutland around. I want you to follow Stoutland around, see how he teaches people, see what he teaches people, because I want Stoutland Jr. If Stoutland has a kid, I want him as our next coach. Like, we are so blessed to have Stoutland as our coach. We are so blessed, and Eagles fans understand it, but even to a certain degree, I still feel like we don't realize how lucky we really are to have Stoutland. Sacks are misleading, QB pressures and run stuff, and a better measure of good defensive end. I agree to a certain extent. I do feel, look, if that was true, Brandon Graham would probably be looked at as a top 5 guy. So I do feel like while there are other stats that measure how good a defensive end is and how productive he is, doesn't just, you know, hinge on him getting sacks. You look at a J.J. Watt, right? He was out there swatting 45 passes a year, felt like. So there are other things that defensive ends can do to, you know, impact the game. But Josh Sweat, that's what we kind of thought he was going to be. We thought he was going to come out here and really, you know, demand double teams because he was so productive in such little amount of snaps. So maybe I'm just a little bit disappointed in his season, but 7.5 is really not that bad. You know, it is what it is. Rigor Mortis, what's going on? He says, I'm late to the show. Who we talking about? Who we not talking about? We're talking about who y'all want to talk about, because I need to know who y'all think is under the most pressure coming up this year. You know, obviously the high names are who we've been talking about mostly with the Jalen Hurts, you know, with the coaching staff. But who do y'all think is the most? How many games did they say that ex-starting corners are out? How many games did they say that starting corners are out? For us, you're talking about? He did improve, but a first-year coaching staff for a guy that played 4 games under Peterson. I get that. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely a lot of things that need to improve around Jalen, but he's one of them. He's definitely one of them. He's not void of any, you know. That was when they threw the ball a ton and he didn't throw well. What's going on, Dom? What's going on? I haven't seen you in a minute. I believe he came down after the Giants game. Okay. I agree, Richie. Hurts season 2022. Hey, man, that's how it is what it is. Jalen is Tyrod Taylor at this point. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Dom says, quick question. What is that? Why has Philly fans kept Dallas in their mouths and on your brain so much this offseason? Because you guys, Dom, how many, you should know, how many Cowboys fans do I consistently have coming in my chats? Talking that talk. Some people don't. Some people just come in just to, you know, chop it up, which is cool, but Foles as a backup is crazy. Eagles fans get me mad. It's not that it's crazy. It's that we already have 2 guys. If you're going to go ahead and trade Gardner Minshew, then that's fine. You want to bring Foles in as a backup. But I think Gardner Minshew at this point in his career is a better option than Nick Foles, So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's not a crazy thing to bring in a good backup quarterback. I just don't think we need one right now. Yeah, Hurts has to improve passing. Rushing quarterbacks don't have a track record in winning Super Bowls. The only one I hear is Mahomes, who's overrated for his rushing. Yeah, Mahomes doesn't really run around that much. He's more of just a guy that runs in the pocket and buys time. He's not like a, Lamar Jackson. But Lamar Jackson is a really good example because he's playing very well. But people don't want to play with that type of style of quarterback. It just is what it is. Marquise Brown asked to leave. A.J. Brown is best friends with Jalen Hurts, and that's cool, but how long does that last if you're not getting the ball? Wide receivers have to catch the ball. A running game doesn't really help wide receivers outside of the play action. What I don't understand about Hurts is the Broncos game versus the Giants game. Broncos looked like progress, Giants trash. That's very true as well. There were games that you looked at him and you were like, if he can do that every game. But there was something, that I think was very telling. Because if you look at his game against the San Francisco 49ers, while we weren't scoring, we were moving the ball up and down the field like it was nothing. And he had a very high completion percentage, but we were throwing, short routes over and over and over again. And then when that happened, they were like, oh, he can complete a bunch of passes. Let's just start slinging it down the field. It just didn't make sense. So to that point, I do think it was more coaching on that. Of course, I'm behind Jalen. He's a Sooner, and the quarterback for my Eagles, as Bleeding Green said, we can only wait and see. Big facts. Big facts. Kemba Walker, UConn, NCAA. Yeah, all right. Look, UConn, for women, it was amazing. UConn women, it felt like we never were bad. But men, we had a couple years. Kemba was amazing, but we weren't supposed to be that great, right? I think we were like the 7th seed or something like that going into the Big East tournament, something like that. And then we won it also with Shabazz. We won it with Shabazz. We weren't really supposed to be that good that year either. But it was dope. It was dope. I ain't gonna cap. UConn women and men, they had some good years. 3-4 incoming. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be multiple. Let's not get too. I hear a lot of people thinking we're gonna just completely switch. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I think it's gonna be a very multiple defense. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to try and do a lot of different things. We got 30 people in here, only 19 likes. Can we get that up to 30 likes? Can we get that up to 30 likes? I'd really appreciate that. Brian says, I'm thinking there's no problem with smashing the ball down the other team's throat. It's not sexy, though, but with our O-line, we could stomp the entire league right to the Super Bowl. It's true. It's 100% true, but you are going to get into those situations where you have to pass the ball. Look at the Titans. I will say that we have I feel that our overall running game is better than theirs. I think that our O-line combined with the mixture of our running backs, we have a better running game. But they have, in my opinion, probably the best running back in the league in Derrick Henry. And they need Tannehill to win them some games still. Tannehill still needs to go out there and be able to throw the ball. If we had, and this isn't me just saying this, I think that it's been proven. If we didn't have our run game, we would fall flat. We would fall flat because Jalen Hurts cannot. He's not. I don't want to say he cannot. He has not shown that he can be a quarterback that wins the game with his arm yet. We'll see if that changes. We'll see if you can find any truth in it for me. Let me know. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll ask around for sure. Oh, yeah, we're hugely lucky to have Stoutland from Chip to Doug to Nick. Yeah, there's so many times I thought we was going to lose that dude. Chris Webby reps Connecticut nonstop. Bro, I used to go. Yeah, that's hilarious that you bring up Chris Webby. Back in the day, I used to do music, right? And Chris Webby was a good friend of mine back in the day, back in the day. It's crazy to see what he's doing. Shout out to Chris Webby, man. That's hilarious that you bring up Chris Webby. He's doing his thing, man, rapping about Ninja Turtles and shit. I didn't know people outside of Connecticut even knew who Chris Webby is. We got some good rappers in Connecticut. My boy Millions of Bars is from Connecticut. He's killing it right now. Who else? Mike Minnelli. If you guys are on, he performed at the halftime show for the All-Star game. Mike Minnelli's absolutely killing it. Who else is killing it? My boy Clockwise is killing it out there. There's some good artists in Connecticut. I'm sure I'm forgetting some people. But there's some good hip-hop artists and musicians in Connecticut overall. John Mayer. I think it's from Connecticut. I think either John Mayer. Yeah, John Mayer. John Mayer's from Connecticut. What's going on, Kara? What's going on? First Tampa game, corners were out. San Francisco game, corners were out. First San Francisco game, the San Francisco game, we didn't even give up that many points. So it didn't really hurt us that much. Tampa just whooped our butts both times. Foles is better than both guys, honestly. Let's be real. As an Eagles, with this team, Foles can still win. Maybe. I don't know. I think he's a little bit old, man. I don't know. I don't want to say he can't because I love Nick Foles, you know what I'm saying? But I just think that we are where we are. And I think that's taking a step back. You think we'll mainly go 3-4? Possibly. Shango, the Cowboys content creator, was on the intro to Mr. Morale and Big Steppers. Really? That's dope. That's dope. What was he saying? That's kind of weird. What's going on, One Above All? What's going on? Kara says Foles shouldn't come back. What if he played terribly? That would diminish his legacy. Facts. I agree with that. Cowboys Nation is different. Cowboys Nation is trash, man. See, and then y'all ask me, oh, you always talking about the Cowboys. That's because we got people like Dom. Where's Carlos? I feel some type of way that Carlos isn't in here. Where's Carlos? But you know, we got you Cowboys fans coming in here talking all that talk like you guys did in this offseason. Y'all ain't do nothing. Figure out who can play the well would be the $1 million question. I think we got a lot of guys that can do it, to be honest with you. I'm thinking you got outside Davion Taylor, TJ Edwards, and then you let N'Kobe roam in the middle. That's what I think. Please move on from the full stuff. Move forward, never backwards. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Carolyn has Foles really played bad as an Eagle. He has a winning record. Didn't he get benched? Didn't he get benched? He had like 14 touchdowns to 13 interceptions after a couple games. I think it was like 6 games that he played. That'll answer your question, I guess. Jalen isn't a volume passer. That's what the league needs. You know, and it's not even about what the league needs. It's about what this team wants. That's really it. LOL, you were friends with Webby. Back in the day, yeah. I wouldn't even say friends. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on nobody. I wouldn't even say friends. We performed at a couple of the same venues. He used to talk to us a lot because when he was coming up, like his father, if I'm not mistaken, is a music producer. His father owned a record label. So I used to talk to him a lot, you know, here and there. And he went to our school. So like I knew him, you know, he wasn't anywhere who he is now. Shout out to him then, man. He came up, man. God bless him. Jalen can make throws, but he starts seeing ghosts in the pocket. Have you seen him? Seen who? DC for life. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I was bumping Webby in 10th grade. How old are you? Love Chris Webby. I would have seen him in Berlin if not for COVID. Chris Webby's doing his thing. It's kind of crazy to see. I mean, he dated Halle Berry for a week, but yeah, it's crazy. How am I a mod? I'm a Cowboys fan. I mean, I mod everybody up. If you're in here enough, I'll give you a mod. If I see you enough times. Sometimes you can't live in the past. Sometimes you're right. Although, yes, he can still win. Trust me. Dat Piff was the truth. Oh, yeah, I remember that. You talking about the website? Dat Piff, SoundClick. You remember SoundClick before SoundCloud? I'm living it right now with this team. He can win the East. Foles is better than Hurts. See, that's coming from a Cowboys fan, though, Rome. I was about to say you got back up there, but that's coming from a Cowboys fan. No, I mean the other team's corners were out, and we tried to take advantage of it. That's true. That is very true. I'm glad I forgot about that. That is very true. But we didn't. We didn't take advantage of it at all. We could keep digging the Foles well. Y'all can't be serious. Where are we at? Man, I got a ball for now, but really enjoy your channel. Peace. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Brian. I appreciate you. It was a clip rant from 2012. Oh, I got to go re-listen to it then. Do y'all like that album? You know, people gonna hate on me, man. Shout out to everybody in the channel. We can talk Eagles. I'm sorry. I just want to bring this up real quick. What do y'all feel about that album? What do y'all feel about that Kendrick album? I don't mind the Kendrick album. I think it was good, but I think people are kind of, ODing on it. I'm good, bro. Good to see you on midday. Yeah, I'm coming back. Y'all know 1 o'clock was my time. Y'all know 1 o'clock was my time slot. And then I had to, I usually did like 12:30. I was anywhere from 11:30 to 1. Any of those times I would start my live. But, I had to do some work. Me and my girl trying to do some things. So it sucks. It sucks. Me and my girl trying to save up some money and, get a better life. But so I've been a little bit busy, but I'm back, man. I'm back. I'm excited. Joe, I got to give you props for your insight, feet to the fire. Hurts hasn't proved that he can win a game with passing the ball. Facts. It's a fact. You talking about the offseason. I'm talking about 12-5 last year. We had last year that. Bro, what are you building on top of that? Let's talk. Let's talk Jay Carter. Let's talk Jay Carter. You got a mod. Nobody's going to kick you out, papa. You know what I'm saying? I know some channels, people be like, oh, I'm not going to talk that talk because they're just going to get mad. And ain't nobody going to kick you out. Let's talk. I would love to know what you guys building on. Because all I've seen is a bunch of guys leave your team. So I would love to know what you guys were building on. Oh, there's mad people live right now. I didn't even realize that. If you watch the Grand Presser, he mentioned 3-4. Riddick said that they have a D and O linebacker coach. Kerryon Johnson said he talked to the inside linebacker coach. So, all right. Yeah, I mean, last year, even if you look at last year, obviously we had Jacoby Stevens working with Nick Rallis. So that's interesting. I like that. Why does everybody having a wrench? Why not? If you're here enough, honestly, Jay Carter, if you're here enough, I try to build. Nobody kicks nobody out. You know what I'm saying? I try to build a community of people that can just have a conversation. So I don't mind giving everybody a wrench. People like it. People ask for it. So I just give it to them. I don't really, I really don't care. To be honest with you, I really don't care. So people don't block people for no reason. Yeah, like that's really what it comes down to. It's harder to block a mod. Eagles fans also always bring up Foles on other teams. As an Eagles, he is a winner. It was night and day with him and Carson. Let's be real. I mean, Carson won us 12 games. I don't know. I think that Foles is a great player, but he was what he was. I haven't listened to the Kendrick since damn. I think it was all right. I think it was good. One Above All says, I'm an old head. I'm not up on Kendrick stuff. I like it. Like people call me a hater because I don't think that it's, I don't think that it's all everybody's making it out to be. I think it's a good album, but that's really where it ends for me. I'm not going to lie. You know what it is with Kendrick is I think he tries too hard. Like he tries to incorporate so many styles of music and so many different types of things and change his flow 20 different times on a song. And it's like, that's cool. I'm glad that you can do that. That's cool that you're that talented. But like, I still want to have some replay value. And a lot of his music just doesn't have replay value for me. It is what it is. I feel like we should chill with curse and keep I don't really curse. That's why I don't really curse. I curse in real life a little bit, but even in real life, I don't really curse that much. I guess this is real life, but you know what I'm trying to say. Those other QBs haven't shown that behind it. Foles is a proven winner. I get it, man. I definitely understand what you're saying, Rome. Like, I get that you want to get back to that time, but I feel it was a whole team effort. It really was. It was a whole team effort. Cowboys are dog-ish. I agree with that. Only guys we lost was Coop and Randy. Coop was already outperformed by CD. The things people say. So was A.J. Brown. The things people say last year. And Randy's best year was 6 sacks. We can replace that. We got rid of a problem on O-line. That's a good way of looking at it, I guess. That's a positive way of looking at it. You might be the only or the first. I'm sure you're not the only. You're the first Cowboys fan that put a positive spin on losing Coop and Randy, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Ryan Rowe, you late, bro. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Hargrave, Cox, and Davis on the same line. Then you add Reddick screaming off the line. It's going to be scary. I'll go to bat with Foles because we didn't do right by him. I do agree with that. I do think we kind of pulled the plug on that situation a little bit early. But we did it for Carson Wentz. You know what I'm saying? We really did do it for Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz felt uncomfortable, and we felt like he was the future, so we pulled the plug on Nick Foles. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. You know what? I was paying attention to Carter because everything was nonsense, so I didn't read it. 2 people on me, somebody's free. Jordan Davis. Facts. Exactly. We didn't have a QB this year that went through a full offseason, more rehab, than actually practicing throwing and whatnot. Zeke was eating before he got hurt. Stop it. The Cowboys got incrementally worse. If you can't admit that, that's on you. That's all I can say about that. Bro, he came in here. He came in when we were 5-6, beat the number 1 defense. Back-to-back years. What more did he need to show? I get that. Hey, Joe, how are we? It's been a while. What's going on? Jock Talk. Is that Jock Talk? It has been a minute. How you been, bro? How you been? How have you been? Appreciate you in here. Hashtag Mav Carpool. I like it. They not lost. I know where they at. You stupid. Oh, here we go. Cowboys fan talk in the building. Here we go. I was actually about to get off. Did someone say Cowboys? Don't try to joke your way out of grammatical error. Eagles Cowboys debate stream. LOL. I'm for it. We're gonna have to do it. Well, I know next week. I don't know, but I'm trying to get Rome and LB on the Best Enemies podcast so we can have a nice little back and forth and talk about the schedule and see what we feel. What did Zeke do against y'all first game when y'all was number 1 rush defense? Y'all did good. Y'all beat us. That's cool. I mean, y'all beat us, but what did that get y'all? 12-5 record and a seat on the same couch as us. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Been good, just been gone. Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad to have you back, Jock Talk. I'm glad to have you back. I don't know how long it's been, but we've changed a couple things about the channel. So hopefully you enjoying the new look and everything. I got a baby on the way, my first. Can't wait to share with the Eagles with him or her. EAGLES. Art official on the track. Congratulations. So you don't know the sex yet, I'm assuming, because you said him or her. Congratulations. That's huge. That is huge. If you guys have been watching the channel, you obviously know who Brandon is. He just had his first baby. That's why he's been kind of MIA. He's been trying to, be the best father in the world, which he is. He's a good dad, man. He's a good dude. Dallas got worse. How can they not see that? They blind. Colts looking at Foles right now from what I heard. As a backup, that wouldn't be the worst. Cowbums talk about the past nonstop. Yeah, when you think of Dallas, think dead. Yeah, right? The Dallas past tense, that's what they are. The Dallas, it's our year, boys. I thought Dallas got worse, too, until I watched film on the guys we got. Plus the philosophy and mindset, but these guys bring to Dallas. Y'all stay asleep. Oh, I'm sleeping. I hit the snooze button a couple times on y'all boys. The beat down give us the right to call y'all trash until y'all beat us. I mean, all right, we in the same trash can because we ended our season the same time as y'all. He voided it because we spit in his face. He showed everything he needed to show, period. I'm out west. I'm happy we got the other Carson. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Carson Strong. I had to think of that for a second. Yeah, Carson Strong. He's not bad. Carson Strong's been doing really good, man. Carson Strong has been doing really good at the rookie camp. I've been trying to get my guy Britton on. Britton Covey said he wanted to come on the show, and he's just been busy with rookie camp. I think it's over now, so I should text him. Hit the snooze and took an Ambien. On God, bro. I am knocked out. They accidentally gave me the Tylenol PM because I am knocked out. No one will run on us this season. Other teams in the NFC better hope we don't get Bradberry or Clark. Our defense will dominate. I agree. Does Strong need knee surgery or was that another? I don't know. I haven't heard that, Kara. But I will say that man has had so many knee surgeries. If he does need another knee surgery, I feel so bad for that guy. On offense, if Jalen Hurts improves, look out. That's the truth, Scott or Chris. Excuse me. I don't know why I read your last name first. Yeah, everybody does have our official. We got to get you a mod. All right, yeah, our official. We got to get you a mod. Every year is different. It's been like that. Been since like November for me. I'm liking what I see in the background. I appreciate that. So since November, since November, we've had Jay Ajayi on the show. We've had Fran Duffy on the show multiple times. Ruben Frank. My mans, go through the playlist. We've had some really, really good interviews, man. We've been really killing it. I'm glad you're back. Except the times when we did beat Dak. I don't even care about, it's different. It's different for Eagles and Cowboys fans, I feel, because Cowboy fans, when they beat Eagles, they hold on to that for years. They beat Eagles, nothing else mattered that whole season. The fact that you were slated to go to the Super Bowl and got booted out in the first round, that don't matter. That don't matter because you beat the Eagles. Stop it. Stop it. The Jags have more playoff wins than the Cowboys since 2000. Talk to them. If y'all didn't see the video I did about, if y'all did not see the video I did about how the Cowboys are always saying that they are this year's team is this year, this is their year. Go watch that. It's 2 minutes, and I promise you it's the best 2 minutes of your life that you'll watch. I promise. When I'm here, Philly, I think of cheesesteaks, not football. That's because they're great. When you're in Dallas, I think of cows. That's what I thought. When I'm in Dallas, I think of cows and people having guns in church. That's what I think of when I think of Dallas. And George Bush. Even though he's from Connecticut, too. George Bush be fake repping Dallas. There y'all go with the Dream Team talk. Here we go. I love getting Fran. We just had Fran on not too long ago, Kara. Fran's the man, bro. It's cool because I know. All right, so through, like, this is going to sound like you're my brother's, cousin's, sister's, uncle. But, like, I know the person that not teaches, but he, like, helps the, like, Fran Duffy and the media crew that, like, do their media stuff, just, like, teaches them. So I don't know how to really explain it. He's just kind of like a contractor that goes and helps them with their media stuff. And Fran Duffy, like, waited till after the show to tell me that he was talking to all of them about me. And that's just cool to me. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, I look up to these people, and to know that they know who I am outside of the times that I ask them to come on the show is crazy to me. It honestly is like one of the most humbling experiences. This show, while a lot of people think, I hear a lot that, and I know this is mad random. I am about to get off here in a minute, but I hear a lot that I change how I talk when I got this show. Like, I think I know it all. But realistically, this is probably like the most humbling experience I've ever had. Like, I've done like some really cool things, whether it be for music or whatever, but like being able to do this show, being able to talk to y'all, being able to talk to some people that I really look up to, whether it be football, whatever, it's really cool, man. It's really cool. So I appreciate all your guys' support, because honestly, it's you guys that allow me to do that. It really is. Like, when people come on, they love the energy of the crowd, of the chat. They just love what we've built here. And it's you guys. It really is you guys. I really can't take any credit for it, because I've asked of you guys to just be respectful, and the rest you guys took, man, and I love it. I really do love it. I really do appreciate y'all. Y'all lost to the Giants. We swept the division. We are not the same. And y'all lost in the first round. You lost in the first round. Come on. What is the main point of the NFL? Why do we play 17 games? To go to the playoffs, to win in the playoffs. Talk to Sixers fans. I'm sure there's a lot of Sixers fans in this. Do you guys feel okay that you guys made it into the second round? Is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for you? I'm going to jump off a ledge. I'm going to jump off and go off a whim and say that it's not. So why do Cowboy fans feel that it's so okay to continuously get knocked out of the playoffs, but be hyped because you beat us? You're so much better because you beat us. We ended the same spot. Come on, man. What's going on, King James? Checking in. All right, you gotta. I just got to make sure you got a wrench. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about the Cowboys for real. We lost to damn near everybody in the first 7 weeks. After that, we sat everybody in the last game. That's a fact. Unspoken. No, making the playoffs as much. Thank you. Don't nobody care that you made it to the playoffs, dog. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care that you beat us, dog. Don't nobody care. We ended up in the same spot. It sucks. For that week, it does suck losing to the Cowboys. I do a lot of bets with people, and that sucks. But right now, I don't care. That don't make nothing. Us losing to you guys only helped us get Jordan Davis. Us losing to you guys only helped us make us improve our team. So you guys can keep on beating us and keep on getting worse, because that's all you're doing. You haven't done anything. Your window's closed. Your window's closed. Your window's closed. How do you say that in Spanish? How do you say that in Spanish? How do you say it in Spanish? Your window's closed. Secao? I can't say it, but what she just said, your window's closed in Spanish too. But either way, yo, shout out to Rome, man. I love when Rome comes in here. He gets me all hype. I ain't gonna lie. When Rome comes in here talking this shit, I love it. I love it. Did we not make a big leap from 2020 to 2021 with no games and rookies? You don't think we could, once again, outdo expectations? I don't expect you to believe it. We shall see. Your expectations were mad high last year. What are you talking about? People were saying you guys were going to be a Super Bowl team. How did you outdo your expectations? What? There's no way. Jay Carter, I've never taken someone's wrench away. I've never done it. But you might be the first. No, I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm messing with you. But I don't get how you can feel they outdid their expectations last year. I don't. Why you keep brushing past the fact that we beat y'all? If I beat you up and lose a fight to someone else, you can't brag that I lost that to someone else. That's totally different. First of all, if you beat me in a fight, I'm getting whoever just whooped your ass in a fight, and they're going to fight you next, because I don't do that. I don't lose. You know what I'm saying? I might lose the fight. I don't lose a war. No, I'm just kidding. But no, all jokes aside, it doesn't matter. Look, you guys beat us. Congratulations. The last 3 times we've played you, you guys have beat us. And the last 3 times that you have made the playoffs, you haven't beaten that team. Pretend that whoever you play in the playoffs is the Eagles, and then we can talk. Let's do that. Let's play that game. How about that? Start pretending whoever you play in the playoffs is an Eagle. Damn right, Joe. Talk that talk. Nah, man. I ain't one of those dudes. But you know what I'm saying? We could do this. Going into the season, we were not Super Bowl. He just said going into the year that they were not Super Bowl contenders. Can we go back? Please. Jay Carter, man, I'm going to buy you a cheesesteak because you're obviously hungry. You're not the same when you're hungry. You're acting like a diva. I'm going to have to get you a Snickers. There's no way you can say that going into last year, you guys weren't the favorites. There's no way. No way. Or at least one of the favorites. I would love to play. If somebody can pull up the actual the last year, because they obviously do like the Vegas odds and everything. I want to see last year's Vegas odds. If you guys weren't top 5, I'll shut up. If you guys weren't top 5, I'll let Rome come on here and say go Cowboys for 20 minutes. There's no way. Every single year it's the same thing with Dallas. You guys are always put on a pedestal, and you guys don't do anything with it. And then every year you guys come into I've only had this podcast going on 3 years. This will be my 3rd season, right? This will be my 3rd season. Every year that I've had this podcast, after the year ends, you guys come in and be like, oh, but people didn't think we were going to be great, even though they all said we were going to be Super Bowl contenders. We weren't supposed to be good. But next year, watch. You do the same thing every year. This is our year. Sounds familiar. Mad familiar, Kara. Very familiar. I would think that they have it tatted on their forehead by this time. At this point, this is our year should be tatted on their forehead, because that's all I see when I see a Dallas Cowboy. When I see a Dallas Cowboy, I don't see a star anymore. I don't see a star anymore. I see a question mark. That's what I see. What's going to be their excuse this year? Because that's all I see. I don't see a star. They're not America's team. They're America's excuse. They're America's, they are encapsulated what's wrong with today's youth. And I always wanted to say that. I always wanted to be that old dude. You know what I'm saying? No, different Rome. I love you, Rome. You my guy, Rome. but what's it called? What was I going to say? Now I'm all hype. But no, every year, this is what I feel is wrong with the world, with today's generation. They don't want to accept that you have to get better. You cannot just rest on your laurels. You can't just say we did what looks good. We did what you didn't do, so we're great. No. No. Nay, I say. Nay. All right? No, because San Francisco beat you guys. I don't think they're great. So it is what it is, man. But I ain't gonna keep. We were not contenders, Joe. We were never the favorites. I did streams with you. Y'all said Quinn was washed. And no, I'm not talking about us. I am not talking about fans talking to fans. I am talking about the NFL putting you guys on a pedestal. I am talking about the NFL consistently putting you guys on a pedestal. You guys are mad because because media doesn't love you guys anymore. You guys are mad because the Eagles are now the top team in the East because you guys are no longer the team to beat. So who's really conveniently forgetting something here, guy? Who's really doing that, guy? Think it's you. But Rome, you my dog. You know that. You know you my dog. Cowboys or not, you know you like fam. But you just that one family member that just made a bad decision, and I got to call you out for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You ain't going to keep coming to my house, drinking my milk, talking about your milk spoiled. Then don't come to my house, dog. Don't come to my house. You know, but nah, that was fun. I like that. I miss when we do those. I like talking that talk sometimes. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Lindy? Yo, Lindy, I saw you tag me on Twitter. If you want me on the show, just let me know, bro. Whenever you want me, I got you. Just give me like a little heads up. And I'll try and make time for sure. Cowboys fans are scared this season. All I hear is they got Dak. They will be okay. They said that last year. We heard that last year, King James. If we want to talk about the past, let's talk about the games where we own Dallas. Facts. We want to talk about the past. Hold on. I want y'all to go watch the video that I did. It's called the Dallas Cowboys or something. I'd say it's something about, it's a 2-minute warning. Go watch that, okay? But I do want to bring up one thing that I said in that because it was very, very telling, okay? I don't know why I said it like that. But listen, since 2000, okay? This is the last thing I'm going to say and then I'm going to get out of here. Since 2000, 21 years ago, 22 now, 13 games the Cowboys have lost by 27 points or more. 7 of those games have come to the hands of the Philadelphia Eagles, one of which was in our Super Bowl year. So if you want to talk about when you lose to the Eagles or when the Eagles lose to the Cowboys, do something with it, dog. Do something with it. Last time that we beat you by more than 20 points, we won a Super Bowl. What did you do with your 2 wins this year? I would love to know. Nothing, exactly. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. I love y'all. And Ron, we're going to talk Sunday. So keep that energy because we're going to talk Sunday. But I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. We still got 40 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. I will be back probably tomorrow. I will have a video out probably later on today. Other than that, y'all know what it is. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and the Cowboys are average as heck. Peace!